SLT Fibre and experience the power of fibre technology. Sri Lanka's only super fast internet connection. SLT Fibre. Call 1212 now.
Making headlines tonight. Forget no one. People with special needs can apply for polling assistance before the 9th of November.
There is a specific form for that, and they had to get a medical certificate also. They have to submit this document to the Gramildare. The Gramildare will get you the approval from the Assistant Election Commissioner.
Campaign talk. Gotabaya plans IT sector and university education expansion, while Sajith plots maximum power devolution within a unitary state. No more room for conjecture. Tamil National Alliance makes their backing for Sajith official. Was it premature? Stretches of expressway vested in the public amid allegations of incomplete construction work. All this and much more coming up tonight on First at 9. This Thursday, the 7th of November, 2019.
From AdaDerana, this is AdaDerana First at 9.
මේ සීන් එකෙන් කට් වෙන්න. ඇන්ටිජර් මවුත් වොෂ් සමගින් එන ක්ලෝස් අප් ජෙල් එක ස්ටෝරි එක ස්ටාර්ට් කරන්න.
Hi.
Hi.
Live from Studio 24 in Colombo.
Very good evening and a warm welcome to First at 9, bringing to you news from across Sri Lanka and around the world tonight. I'm Indira Yamuatha. Well, which presidential candidate the Tamil National Alliance will back during the presidential election is now very clear and is official. The coalition released a statement saying that all political parties within its coalition have pledged support to the presidential contender of the New Democratic Front, Minister Sajith Premadasa. It identified Sajith as a leader with clean hands and said his vision for the country has positive features deserving of favourable consideration.
The Tamil National Alliance officially pledged its allegiance to New Democratic Front presidential candidate Minister Sajith Premadasa in the upcoming presidential election. Issuing a statement, the TNA said that all political parties in their coalition are ready to support Premadasa. It was issued by TNA leader MP.R. Sambandhan, Ilangai Tamil Arasu Katchi leader MP Mave S. Senadiraja, Tamil Elam Liberation Organisation leader MP Selvam Adekalanathan, and the leader of People's Liberation Organisation of Tamil Elam, Dharmalingam Siddharthan. The statement went on to say that Sajith Premadasa and SLPP presidential candidate Gotabaya Rajapaksa have been involved in governance and belong to political formations that have been in governance in recent times, and that they have the duo's past performances on the basis of which a proper judgment can be made. The TNA says that Sajith Premadasa is a leader with clean hands, stressing that it is accepted he has done his best in whatever capacity he has functioned. They say that Premadasa reiterated his firm commitment to uniting all the people in the country and taking forward the country towards progress and prosperity. Alluding to Premadasa saying that he has a clear vision of his mission, the TNA says there are positive features deserving of favourable consideration. The TNA also emphasises that the issue of acceptable political solution to the national question within a united, undivided, indivisible country, the issue of missing persons, the issue of persons in custody, the release of lands, resettlement and rehabilitation, the implementation of commitments made by the Sri Lankan government both domestically and internationally need to be fulfilled. The TNA insists that the newly elected president need to address these matters urgently, and these issues need to be addressed not only in the interest of the Tamil people but also in the interests of the whole country and all the people. The statement further read that an examination of the manifestos launched by the two presidential front-runners would suggest that reposing confidence in the candidature and programs and policies of Sajith Premadasa would be the correct course of action.
Gel scene action. Anti-germ mouthwash සමගින් එන close up gel එක story එක start කරන්න.
Minister Sajith Premadasa today made it clear that he is prepared to grant maximum devolution of power within a unitary state. The presidential candidate of the New Democratic Front made the claim today, adding that the former president, who is in the rival camp, doesn't seem to be coping well with usually divisive factions joining hands with him. He also promised to give a new impetus and breathe new life into the country after he becomes Sri Lanka's top citizen on the 16th.
New Democratic Front presidential candidate Minister Sajith Premadasa inked his war veterans declaration today in Colombo.
නව ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී පෙරමුණේ ජනාධිපති අපේක්ෂක සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මැතිතුමන් විසින් රණවිරු ප්‍රඥප්තියක් සංකිරීමේ ඒ සුබ මොහොතයි.
අද වන විට අපිත් සමග විවිධ පාර්ශ්ව අපට සහාය පාල කරලා තිබෙනවා. ඒ සහාය පාල කරලා තිබෙන්නේ විවිධ කරුණු කාරණා මත. අපේ ප්‍රතිපත්ති ප්‍රකාශනය මත. ඒ සම්පූර්ණ ප්‍රතිපත්තිය තුල දේශපාලන පාර්ශ්ව අපිත් එක්ක එකතු වෙනවා. මේ ෆෙඩරල් ශ්‍රී ලංකාවක් ගැන කතා කරලත් නැහැ. මම මීට ඉස්සෙල්ලවත් කතා කරලා නැහැ. ඉදිරියට කතා කරන්න යන්නෙත් නැහැ. ඒකීය ශ්‍රී ලංකාව පිළිගන්නට බැරි. ඒකීය ශ්‍රී ලංකාව තුල විවිධ පාර්ශ්වයන් අපිත් එක්ක එකට එකතු වෙනකොට ඒ එකතු වීම දරා ගන්නට බැරි. හිටපු ජනාධිපතිතුමා මං හිතන දැන් උහුලන්න බැරුව ඉන්නේ විවිධ පුද්ගලයන් විවිධ කණ්ඩායම් අපිත් සමග එකතු වීම පිළිබඳ. රටේ ඒකීයත්වයේ එක්සේසත් භාවයට කිසිදු හානියක් නොවන ආකාරයට සෑම ජන කොට්ටාසයකටම ඒ ශ්‍රී ලාංකිකත්වය ඒ ශ්‍රී ලාංකේයත්වයේ ශ්‍රී ලාංකික අනන්‍යතාවය ගොඩනගින ආකාරයට රටට හානියක් සිදු නොවන ආකාරයට අපි උපරිම බලය බෙදන්නට අපි කිසිසේත්ම පැකිලෙන්නේ නැහැ ඒකීය ශ්‍රී ලංකාව තුළ.
In the meantime, the presidential contender also attended a campaign rally in Moravaka of Derana today.
මේක සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාසගේ අලුත් UNP සංඝ වෙදගුරු කොවිකම්කරු ඒ මහා පංච බලවේගය අද එකතු වෙලා තියෙනවා සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස වටේ. දැන් මොකද්ද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? SP දිසානායක මන්ත්‍රීවරයාගේ වාහනේ ආරක්ෂයෙන් නිරායද මගීන්ට වෙඩි තිබ්බා. දැන් බලය ගන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා මෙහෙම වෙඩි තියන්න පුළුවන් නම් ටිකක් හිතන්න. බලය ගත්තොත් මොකද කරන්න කියලා. ඉතින් මතක තියාගන්න වෙඩි කන්න ඕන නම් පොට්ටුව බත් කන්න ඕන නම් හංසයයි සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස කියලා මං කියන්න කැමතියි.
අනිවාර්යෙන්ම ගම්මිරිස් ප්‍රතිඅපනයනය 16 වෙනිදා ජයග්‍රහණය කරලා 17 වෙනිදා තහනම් කරනවා කියන එක මම මේ අවස්ථාවේ කියන්න කැමතියි. සමහර ස්ථානවල තේ කර්මාන්ත ශාලා වැහිලා ගිහිල්ලා තිබෙනවා. ඒ හැම තේ කර්මාන්ත ශාලාවක්ම ගොඩනගන්නට අපි අවශ්‍ය මූල්‍ය ප්‍රතිපාදන ලබා දෙන්නේ. 16 වෙනිදාට 52 වෙනිදී සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මේ රටට නව ආරම්භයක්, නව ජීවයක්, නව ප්‍රාණයක්, නව සංවර්ධනයක්, නව ශක්තියක් උදා කරන්නට අපිට හයිය ලබා දීලා ජනාධිපතිවරණයේදී හංසයා දිනවන්නේ කියලා ඉල්ලීමක් කරමින් සියලු දෙනාටම ජය වේවා.
Presidential contender of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, today pledged to expand the reach of university education and expand the IT sector to triple the level of foreign exchange the sector currently attracts. He accused the Tamil National Alliance of being inclined to support whoever backs a divided Sri Lanka. The presidential candidate expressed these views at an election campaign rally held in Ratnapura today.
SLPP's presidential candidate Gotabaya Rajapaksa's main election rally in the Ratnapura district was held today in the town of Ratnapura.
Vishwayapura vihidi giya Podujana jayarave api venuwen api atharama nagena balaporottuwa me janahada dinu mahinnanam utum soyura asure gunadam piru abhimandaru Gotabaya name
තමන් ඇමති මණ්ඩලයේ සමාජිකයෙක් වෙලා ඉඳගෙන සාමූහික වගකීම දරන ගමන් තමන්ගේ ප්‍රධානතම පොලිසියේ ප්‍රධානතම නිලධාරියා නීතිය නවන්න ලෑස්ති වුණ අවස්ථාවක ඒ වගේම නීති දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවේ උසස් නිලධාරියෙක් ඇයට නීති කඩන්නත් පුළුවන් හදන්නත් පුළුවන් කියන රජයක හිටපු බලගත් අමාත්‍යවරයෙක් ඇවිල්ලා කියනවා නම් නීතියේ ආධිපත්‍යය තහවුරු කරනවායි කියන එක විහිළුවක්. ඒ වගේම තමුන්නාන්සල් දන්නවා ඇති ඊයේ සිද්ධියක් සිද්ධ වුණා. මම ඒදි කිව්වා කවුරු එය කරත් නීතිය ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්නට ඕනි. ඒක තමයි හරි දේ. එවැනි දේවල් මම කිසිසේත් අනුමත කරන්නේ නැtei කියන එකත් මම සඳහන් කළා. අපි පොලිසිය දේශපාලනීකරණය නිවත් කරනවා. අද මම දැක්කා දෙමළ සන්ධානයෙන් විශාල ප්‍රකාශනයක් කළා තිබෙනවා. ඒකෙන් පැහැදිලි වෙන්නේ ඒ අය මොනවා කිව්වත් ජනතාව වෙනුවෙන් නෙවෙයි රට බෙදීම වෙනුවෙන් යම් කෙනෙක් එයට සහයෝගය දෙයි කියලා හිතනවාද එන්න ඒ අයට සහයෝගය දෙන්න. තමුන්නාන්සලා දන්නවා අධිවේගී මාර්ගය මේ වෙනකොට රත්නපුරයට එන්න තිබුණා කොළඹ ඉඳලා හම්බන්තොටට යන්න තිබුණා. ඒ දුම්රිය මාර්ග අද ඒ අය විවෘත කරන කෑලි කෑලි ඉවර කරන්නේ නැතුව. නමුත් අපේ රජයක් තුලදී අතුලත අපි මේ අතරමඟ නවත්තපු සියලුම ව්‍යාපෘති ක්‍රියාත්මක කරනවයි කියන එක තමුන්නාන්සලාට සාතික වෙනවා. තමුන්නාන්සලාට අධිවේගී මාර්ගයකින් රත්නපුරයට කොළඹ ඉඳලා එන්නට පුළුවන් අවස්ථාවක් ලැබෙනවා.
පතල් කපන්නත් බැරි නම් මැණික් ගලක් හොයාගන්නත් බැරි නම් මොනවද කරන්න පුළුවන්? අද රබර් වලට එම මිලක් දිනවද? ගම් මිරිස් වලට මේ රත්නපුරය මැණික්පුරයක් නියම මැණික්පුරයක් කරන කාලය වැඩිකල් නොගොස් සිදු වෙනවයි කියන එකත් අපි තමුන්නාන්සලාට මතක් කරනවා. ලක්ෂ 2.5ක වැඩි ඡන්ද සංඛ්‍යාවකින් රත්නපුර දිස්ත්‍රික්කය පෝට්ටුව දිනවන්න කියලා ඉල්ලමින් පෝට්ටුවට ජය වේවා නෙළුම් පෝට්ටුවට.
In the meantime, the main Kegel district campaign rally of the SLPP presidential hopeful was held in the town of Kegel.
අද විශ්වවිද්‍යාලවලට ඇතුළත් වෙන්නට බැරුව සමත් වෙලා නමුත් විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයට ඇතුළත් වෙන්නට බැරුව ඉන්න තරුණ තරුණියන් අපි එන වසරේ ඉඳලා ඒ උසස් පෙළ සමත් වෙන සෑම ශිෂ්‍ය ශිෂ්‍යාවකටම විශ්වවිද්‍යාල අධ්‍යාපනය ලබා දෙන්නට කටයුතු කරනවායි කියන එක අපි කියන්නට ඕනේ. පමණක් නෙවෙයි විශේෂයෙන්ම කලාංශෙන් විශ්වවිද්‍යාලවලට ඇතුළත් වෙන අයට උපාධියට පස්සේ ආර්ථිකයට ඍජුවම සම්බන්ධ වෙන්නට පුළුවන් තාක්ෂණික අංශේ දැනුම ලබා දෙන්නට. තොරතුරු තාක්ෂණය, කම්පියුටර් තාක්ෂණය මේවා උන්ගේ පාඨමාලාවට අපි ඇතුළත් කරනවා. විශේෂයෙන්ම අද ලෝකේ පුරා කෙටි කාලීනව මාස 6ක් අවුරුද්දක් ඇතුළත මේ තොරතුරු තාක්ෂණේ පුහුණු කළා හොඳ රැකියාවකට යොදවන්නට පුළුවන් ක්‍රම තියෙනවා. අපි මේ රටේ ඉන්න තොරතුරු තාක්ෂණය, කම්පියුටර් තාක්ෂණයේ යෙදিলা ඉන්න සමාගම් සමග සාකච්ඡා කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒ අය අපිට පෙන්නලා තියෙනවා දැනට ඩොලර් බිලියනක පමණ විදේශ විනිමයක් මේ රටට ගෙන්නනවා. නමුත් ඒක ඩොලර් බිලියන 3 දක්වා පහසුවෙන්ම වැඩි කරන්නට පුළුවන්. නමුත් ඒ සඳහා මානව සම්පත අවශ්‍යයි. ඒ සඳහා දැනුම තියෙන ඒ ශ්‍රමය අවශ්‍යයි. මේක තමයි රජය සහ පුද්ගලික අංශය මැදිහත් වෙලා කෙටි කාලීනව ඒ අය පුහුණු කරන්නට අවශ්‍යයි.
The Janata Vimukthi Peramuna accuses the Sajith Premadasa camp of fear-mongering by portraying his rival candidate from the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna as a demon who should be defeated at all costs. Addressing an election campaign rally organised in support of the presidential aspiration of MP Anurakumara Disanayake, who contests from the movement National People's Power, Lal Kantha identified the fear-mongering as a new form of terrorism.
A public rally organised in support of the presidential candidate of the movement National People's Power MP Anurakumara Disanayake was worked off in Anuradhapura yesterday.
දැන් අලුත්ම ත්‍රස්තවාදයක් තියෙනවා බය කරලා ඡන්දෙ ඉල්ලන්නේ. බය කරලා ඡන්දෙ වැළැක්වීමත් ත්‍රස්තවාදයක්. අද සජිත්ජ පිළේ තයි කෝට් දාගත්ත මහතුරු ටිකක් ඉන්නවා. සමහරු මාධ්‍යවේදී, සමහරු මහාචාර්යවරු, සමහරු ආචාර්යවරු. ඒගොල්ලෝ කියනවා ගෝට ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ දොර ළඟට. යකා වෙන කතාව වැඩක් නැහැ. යකා පරද්දන්න ඕන. අපිට කියන්න තියෙන්නේ පිටිපස්සේ දොර අරගෙන ඵලයල්ලා යකෝ යන්න කියලා. යකාට මුණ දෙන්න බැරි නෑ.
ලෝකෙ කොහෙවත් මේ වගේ විභාග 3කට ඉගෙන ගන්න වෙහෙස වෙන දරුවෝනේ. එනිසා අපේ දරු පරම්පරාව විශාල ප්‍රමාණයක් මානසික ආතතියට මුහුණ දීලා තිබෙනවා මේ අධ්‍යාපන රටාව ඇතුළේ. අපිට දෙන්න බලය අපි මේ රටේ අධ්‍යාපන ශාස්ත්‍රයේ විප්ලවීය පරිවර්තනයක් ඇති කරන මේ රටේ. අම්මාව බලා ගන්න කාල වේලාවක් වෙන් කරන්න කෙනෙක් නැත්නම් අපි තාමත් හොඳ
රැඳවුම් මධ්‍යස්ථාන ආරම්භ කරනවා. දෙමව්පියන්ට සුරක්ෂිත ඉතාමත් ආස්වාදජනක ජීවිතයක් ගත කරන්න පුළුවන් තැන් අපි ආරම්භ කරනවා. මොකද මේ වැඩිහිටියන් බලා ගැනීම අපේ වගකීම. විධිපත් සනීපාරක්ෂක තුවාලයක් මිලදී ගන්න කාන්තාවකට බැරි නම් ඒගොල්ලෝ හදපු රට මොකද්ද? එවැනි මෙවලම් අපේ රටේ අත්‍යවශ්‍ය භාණ්ඩයක් බවට පත් කරලා දැනට ඒ සඳහා ගහලා තියෙන සියලු බදු අපි ඉවත් කරනවා. ඒ වගේම පාසල් වැනි විධිමත් අධ්‍යාන ආයතන ඇතුලේ ඒවා නොමිලේ ලබා දෙන්න අපි කටයුතු කරනවා. අපි ඕගලන්ට එක සහතිකයක් දෙනවා. කාන්තාවන්ද අපේ රටේ අනිකුත් පුරවැසියන් හා සමාන ජීවිතයක් උරුම කර දෙන සමාජ පෙරලියක් අපේ රටේ නිර්මාණය කරනවා.
Well, another phase of the Southern Expressway was vested with the public this morning, which spans from Matara to Mattala and Hambantota. In the meantime, the third phase of the outer circular road from Kadavatha to Keravalapitia was also declared open today under the patronage of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. Despite the new sections of the expressway being available for public from midnight to night, allegations surfaced saying that the openings were done rather prematurely, with construction work yet to be completed.
The third phase of the outer circular road, which links the Southern Expressway with the Katunayake Expressway, was unveiled today with the patronage of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The stretch of road spanning from Kadavatha to Keravalapitia is 9.6 kilometres in length.
මේ අවුරුද්ද අවසන් වෙනකොට මේ ස්ථානයේ ඉඳන් කටුනායකේ ඉඳලා අපිට හම්බන්තර දක්වා ගමන් කරන්න පුළුවන්. මේ ගැන අපි ඉස්සෙල්ලාම හිතුවේ 2002 දකුණු අධිවේග මාර්ගය ආරම්භ කරද්දී. මේ අධිවේග මාර්ග ක්‍රමවේදී උඩ තමයි අපේ අලුත් ආර්ථික ක්ෂේත්‍රයේ පළවෙනි අධිරේ ඇති කරන්නේ.
The opening of the new stretch of expressway, however, drew criticism from the people of Galagahaduwa of Keravalapitia. They charged that the construction work is incomplete, adding that since byroads are not constructed yet, people living in the area are forced to jump over mounds of earth accumulated on roadside when making their way. In the meantime, a section of the Southern Expressway's extension from Matara to Hambantota was also unveiled today. The 21.8 kilometre stretch from Baravakumbura to Mattala via Andaravava and the 16.6 kilometre stretch from Andaravava to Hambantota were declared open with the auspices of Secretary to the Ministry of Highways and Road Development and Petroleum Resources Development Sunil Hettiarachchi and Chairman of the Road Development Authority Nihal Suryarachchi. Despite it being open for public use, locals and public representatives, however, charge that the unveiling is premature. Meanwhile, Executive Director of the Buddhist Information Centre, Venerable Angulugalle Jinananda Thera, lodged a complaint with the Election Commission pertaining to the unveiling. The Thera also charged that there are plans to unveil a section of the military headquarters in Akuregoda tomorrow. In response, the chairman of the Election Commission had taken measures to inform the military not to let anyone else other than the president address the gathering during the opening ceremony. He had also promised to inspect the newly opened section of the expressway in case it closes for public use. In the meantime, the Director General of the Road Development Authority said the 3 newly unveiled stretches of expressway will be open for public use from this midnight. He added that the newly unveiled sections of expressway will not have the electronic toll collection facility and a new toll collection system will be in place for the new connections.
Former chairman of Sri Lanka Ports Authority, Dr. Priyat Bandhu Wickrama, laid out what he described a comprehensive connectivity plan to complement the massive development drive that is envisioned under a Gotabaya Rajapaksa presidency. In another installment of the series of seminars titled Decoding Gotabaya Rajapaksa's Manifestos, Dr. Priyat Bandhu said that within this plan, a short, mid and long-term power generation mechanism is included to address power shortages that will arise due to the development demand over the next several years. Meanwhile, a questionable tweet posted recently by a government minister was also taken up for discussion at the forum.
State Minister Derana Vikramaratne copying Inspector General of Police. This letter has been sent to Chairman and the members of the Election Commission. Now he is quoting a tweet, which is an unverified tweet, which he has received, saying, "Reliable news received that Podujana Party planning a bomb blast next week. Please convene security meeting." That unverified fake tweet, he has taken it to his letterhead and the letter, and then he had sent it to the election commissioner, copying the Inspector General of Police. Now this is another level of manipulation. You take unverified fake news, then you make it mainstream media news, you make a scene out of that, you put it into the mainstream discussion, so people get confused. And especially in a time, 6 months ago we went through a very bad 6 bomb blasts. So our memory about bomb blast is very shaky and very scary. These kind of things should be also discussed among the public and ridiculed. The way some of the responsible parliament members or the ministers, the way they use and manipulate social media or the mainstream media today for their political gain.
What we need to do is to engage further to discredit the effort that was done by this particular minister. That is the beauty of this open society in this era. We have to request to the election commissioner to take their job very serious, not to take this kind of, joke as an important one. Third thing, this is showing the credibility of this group of people who are in the stage of the government party.
My question is on rural development. I see 4 main needs: access to drinking water, clean water, which is not has been addressed up to now, and also electricity and proper road network, as well as healthcare.
In our infrastructure development plan, we have looked into those areas. So that is why we created 9 economic corridors covering entire country. We are going to develop about 120,000 kilometers of rural roads to connect to those economic corridors, because the connectivity matters. If you take our previous period from 2005 to 2015, we have done a lot of work in that area. Unfortunately, during last 5 years, nothing much has happened. But from 2019 to 2025, we are going to take it as a priority, because without proper road network, you cannot do anything. And then get into water. Yes, we have a big problem. During rainy season, we have enough flooding. And then during dry season, you suffer because of lack of water. What we are going to do to create enough storage capacity, divert water from the flooding rivers to the areas where the people need water. We'll have canal systems, optionals with solar power solutions to pump out during the rainy season. Yeah, electricity is now 100%. But with the development we are expecting, we may have a shortage within next 2 to 3 years time. To avoid that also, we are developing short-term, mid-term, long-term generation plan to increase the efficiency of the transmission line. We are trying to convert the entire transmission network to a smart grid, so we can connect all the power plants with a system where you get proper management. We'll introduce renewable energy also. Within next 5 years, we want at least 40% renewable share by 2030.
Let's find out all the various services in place ahead of the elections after this short break. Do stay with us. People in Sri Lanka will go to polls on the 16th of this month to elect the 7th executive president. Although most will see no impediment when exercising their franchise, there is a faction which might find the voting experience rather challenging. People with special needs tend to go unnoticed in most instances, and they have the chance to seek assistance from the relevant authorities in the voting process, but it has to be done tomorrow as the window will close on the 9th. Given the lack of publicity of this very fact, we thought of highlighting the lack of facilities geared towards people with special needs during the time of polls.
Since Sri Lanka's first ever election, the Ceylonese State Council election in 1931, the country has been known for several key recognitions which put the world at awe. The Ceylonese State Council election was held under the universal franchise at a time when women in the West were still fighting a historic battle to ensure their voting rights. And in 1960, when late Sirimao Bandaranaike was elected the country's Prime Minister, she was noted as a global figure by also becoming the first non-hereditary female head of government in modern history. Things, however, had not been kind over the decades after elections in Sri Lanka were marred with blood, violence and war until recent times. Although most of these election violations and violent activities related to elections have been controlled by the relevant authorities with the support of independent election monitoring groups, Sri Lanka still hasn't been able to address some of the most basic requirements in ensuring inclusiveness and increased voter participation. One such area is the immense lack of access provided for the differently abled people, especially the blind, to exercise their voting rights with ease. When most of the countries across the globe are introducing a variety of methods such as braille systems or other technological facilities, Sri Lanka is yet to focus on ensuring inclusiveness of the differently abled people in the decision-making process. It's evident that Sri Lanka has failed to address two of the three basic rights mentioned in the Article 29 titled Participation in Political and Public Life of the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, which mandates that states parties must ensure voting procedures, facilities and materials are appropriate, accessible and easy to understand and use. It also mandates to protect the right of persons with disabilities to vote by secret ballot in elections and public referendums without intimidation and to stand for elections and to effectively hold office and perform all public functions at all levels of government, facilitating the use of assistive and new technologies where appropriate. However, the final right under the UNCRPD is being ensured. It is without much success due to social stigma. As any election, the upcoming presidential election too is crucial for the country. We asked from Executive Director of PAFREL, Rohana Hettiarachchi, how the differently abled people who are usually neglected can exercise their voting rights.
Visually impaired people, they can take their assistance, but to do that, they have to get the approval well in advance. What they should do is, before 9th of November, they can meet the respective Gramaldari in their area, and there is a specific form for that. And they had to get a medical certificate also. They have to submit this document to the Gramaldari. The Gramaldari will get you the approval from the Assistant Election Commissioner. But assistant should be more than 18 years, and also he or she should not be a political party agent. When you mark the ballot, you can get his or her assistant in front of the polling officials. In case if you are not get that approval, still you can vote on the elections day with the assistance of the SPO in the polling station. So he will invite his assistants, and in front of two people, visual impact people can ask whoever they wanted to vote. Then one of them will mark the ballot paper and put it in the box. If you are a disabled person, you can use the same procedure to meet your Gramaldari before 9th of November. And you have to get the specific form from him, and also you have to submit your medical certificate as well. Then the Gramaldari will take it to the Elections Commission, and they will obtain the permission for you to take your own vehicle. So then you can go up to the last point on whatever the polling stations.
With much advanced technologies being introduced every single day, it's high time Sri Lankan authorities paid some attention to ensuring increased voter participation and inclusiveness during elections.
And with that, we take a short commercial break. Do stay with us. We'll return on First at 9. Taking you to other local news, Parliamentarian SP Disanayake says that the police will carry out a proper investigation on the shooting incident in Ginigathena, which involved his security detail. 2 persons were injured last night when security officers of MP Disanayake opened fire at a group who obstructed the MP's convoy. The injured persons were hospitalized and 2 security officers involved in the shooting were arrested by the Ginigathena police. Parliamentarian Disanayake added that the injured persons are not in critical condition, and further they had been under the influence of alcohol at the time of the incident. The Attorney General has indicted 7 defendants, including 2 Lieutenant Colonels, over the abduction of journalist Prageeth Eknaligoda. The Attorney General's coordinating officer confirmed that Lieutenant Colonels Shammi Karunaratne and Prabodha Sirivardhana are among the defendants who were indicted. Eknaligoda was reported missing on the 24th of January 2010, 2 days before the presidential election. That wraps up tonight's edition of First at 9. Thank you for watching. Good night.